Hey class, welcome to week 3 of MUS-110. Just wanted to go over just a few things. We do have our first test coming up this week, and so wanted to walk you through that and make sure that you understood how to submit your Edpuzzle assignments that we started in week 2. So I will switch to a view going through our checklist. I know that the 4th is Labor Day, and so the reason I have assignments due on Labor Day is because some people have that day off, and so they're going to need to do their work that day. I know others of you might have plans, and so just get your work done before then. Everything will still be due the same time, even though there is holiday. So your first thing to be doing is what you're doing now. Make sure that you do your reading in your smart book. That's always extremely important. The fastest way to get your Learn Smart assignments finished is to make sure you've done your reading first. If you missed this last week, I know there are several of these Learn Smart chapters, and you will see them here on your McGraw-Hill page. They look different on yours. I will make all these visible to you come Tuesday. But you see there are 4 for this week. Your unit test is not ready yet, so it's not going to be up until later this week. But let me just warn you, in the weeks to come, if I can get to it, I think maybe week 6 is when it kicks in. There are several Learn Smarts, and I don't want you to get scared about these, but you see how they've broken these little pieces up. These are literally just a page or 2 of your reading. And so each one of these takes you about 2 minutes to do. And all of the Learn Smart assignments, all of them together, equal your grade for that week. So I'm going to go ahead and back up. So these 4 Learn Smart assignments equal your complete Learn Smart grade for this week, 40 points. Okay, and so I think they're 10 points each, and so make sure you complete all of them. In the past, I've seen a trend among students who don't do as well for those that don't complete the Learn Smart activities. So please make these your very first priority. Let me just explain this to you. If you don't do the reading and you don't do the Learn Smart and you jump straight to the Connect assignments, which are the listening assignments, you're not going to be able to understand them. You're not going to gain the full knowledge of what this chapter is trying to tell you. The listening assignments are just to help back up what the chapter is telling you. And I've broken it down into pieces that you should be able to navigate through really quickly. Okay, so the Learn Smart, the Smart Book, and the Connect listening assignments, they are all grouped together. They all go together. They are connected, basically. All right. So then Edpuzzle is something in addition. I use that as a supplement to McGraw-Hill because I really like the videos and they're enjoyable for my students. But let me just remind you, once you start into an Edpuzzle assignment, here are your week 2 assignments. Once you get into them, once you start one of those, you cannot stop. If you find yourself stuck and you find yourself you didn't finish it, then you need to email me and tell me that you need me to reset it. It will completely erase your first attempt. That means you have to start all the way from the beginning. So don't waste your time. Try to set aside enough time to finish these. Pay attention. Answer the questions. Everything is multiple choice. But if you find that you're just all messed up or you have internet problems or computer issues or whatever you have and you need to reset this attempt, then you need to email me and I will reset it for you to start over. I can't just reset it all the time, but I can if you have, stuff that you mess up on. So just do your best to do your best work the first time. That will go throughout the whole semester that we use Edpuzzle. I use those as a supplement. And listen to me, that information that's contained on Edpuzzle does not show up again on your test. Okay? None of your tests, you will not be tested over any of the videos for Edpuzzle. Hope you heard that. All right, and so that is 30 points of your grade for this week. Your Edpuzzle assignment for this week coming up is How Music Works Rhythm. Okay? So just don't pay attention to this. Whatever is in the due soon section, that should correspond with your assignments. Once I get something graded, then I usually archive it. So if you need to go back and look at something in the archives, just go back and look under the date that it was, like August, whatever. Okay? And so if you're not quite sure about how to access this smart book and how to finish the Learn Smart and everything, if you're still struggling with that, you need to call me so that I can walk you through it. I've done that several times this week for other students. So please don't lose points because you're not understanding what to do. Okay? Then you have your Edpuzzle videos, and then the next thing you need to worry about, and really, Edpuzzle isn't even as important as reviewing. You need to get those 30 points in sometime. That's going to take you about an hour to listen to and watch and finish the video for rhythm. And so set aside a good hour to do that, maybe an hour and 10 minutes depending on how long you decide on what the answer might be. Or if you go back and watch a little bit of it, you can always push the arrow back on Edpuzzle. You can't push the arrow forward. Okay? And so if you find yourself here and you're on this question and you don't know the answer, you can always scoot your this blue dot will be over here at that question where it is. You can move it back a little bit and listen again. Okay? So that might save you some trouble. But once you pass that question and you submit your answer, you cannot go back to the beginning. You cannot go back to any question. Okay? But before you answer, you can go back using the blue button to just pull it backward. Use your cursor and use your mouse to go back and re-listen to that section. All right? And so, and then just one more time, I want to reiterate that you have to go through this Moodle page with this link right here for your homework to be able to be synced next week after the due date. Make sure that you go through this website. I included the link for Edpuzzle. That's just the easiest way, just because it keeps it all together. It's not necessary, because once you get into Edpuzzle and you get into our classroom, I'm going to see your work. Okay? I will see your work, and like once I get into this progress, I'll see who did the work and who didn't. There again, make sure that you keep up with your checklist, what you've finished, if you've done your reading, if you've done your Learn Smart, if you've done your listening assignments, your Edpuzzle assignments, if you've completed your test. I will go back again here and show you, let me see if I can go into Student View and find my Jack Russell is wanting a toy. All right. So you should be able to go into your progress results, hopefully. Okay, I'm not sure exactly where, but it's somewhere over here. You can see what your grade is if you've completed it or if you haven't. And so do some hunting around, because your view is different than mine. It should be in this little progress button right here. It's just not available to me because I'm not a student. And even though I'm in student view, I really can't see it the way you're going to see it. So do some checking on your own. I look at it through a performance tab. So if you can find something, Lily, stop. If you can find something that tells you your your progress, then you'll be able to see what your grade is and see if you submitted it properly, because some of you are telling me that you do not have a grade in Moodle for an assignment you know you finished. Well, I've let some of you know that you have to, the reason that your grade didn't show up for week 1 is because you didn't finish submitting the assignment. It has to be fully submitted. That means look for a submit button once you finish listing it, once you finish answering the questions. Then you need to fully finish by submitting. Okay? If something happens and you haven't submitted, that's why it's going to show up as a 0. Okay, let me talk really quickly about your test. I'm going to add some information to your test right here, but hang on. Okay, she wanted a tennis ball. All right, so on your test, when you're going to go into McGraw-Hill and look for your test assignment, it's not up there yet, but it'll say Unit 1 test on it. You're going to be asked for a password, okay? You're going to be asked for a password, and so this is a sample test, but it'll be on your view, not mine right now. Your password will be on this page. It's not on there yet because I've got to add it. And let me just explain something to you about your test. You have one attempt at your test. You must start the test and end the test before the timer goes out. You may not pause and save. You may not stop and save. If you start the test and the timer starts, the timer will continue and it will not stop until it's done. And so make sure that you have time, even though it may give you the option to stop and save. That is not an option for you. You just need to not even look at that button. And so because when you come back to your test, that test timer will have expired and your test will be over. And so please remember this. Do not stop and start your test. Use your password. You need to look for it on the Connect page. It will be the same for every test, but I'm not going to tell you. You need to look for it on your Moodle page. Okay? And so hopefully this is clear. And if you have any problems or questions this week, please don't hesitate to contact me. Let me know how I can help you. It's pretty simple. We're going to finish up with our elements, the elements portion of our unit. We're going to test over that elements. There's a whole lot of information from week 1 and 2 and the final week. And so make sure that you go back and review. You can go back into week 1 and you can go to your Learn Smart activity from week 1 and from week 2, and you can go back in, even though it says that it's past due or whatever it says, you can go back in and you can review all of that stuff, okay? And so if you want to go back in and do this assignment over again to help you review, you can say begin, and that will help you to review for the test. Also this week, I'll be sending an email to you just giving you some pointers on the material that needs to be reviewed. That way you make sure that you know what to expect. Listen to me. There is listening on your test. And so you do need to go back and review your listening. I'll have that all in the review sheet. I should have it to you by Wednesday afternoon. I'm hoping, because I'm home on Wednesday and I can get that done. So anyway, best of luck this week. Unit 1 test is always the hardest. And so please, please don't put off starting to study and putting all of your information together from weeks 1 and 2. Add to this week. And hopefully you'll get a good outcome at the end of week 3. Hope you have a safe Labor Day, and let me know if you have issues or problems that I can help you with. Thanks for hanging in there. Bye.